Hi, this is Scott Foreman. We're here for the Key West Market Report. Today I want to talk about the market stall that we've seen in 2015. In the early part of the season, we saw list price that were very aggressive and projections from sellers that suggested that they thought we were going to have an extremely strong season. At the same time, we had buyers come in and they were making offers significantly lower. What was most interesting about it was that both opinions of value could be substantiated. In fact, you could appraise a property in both the aggressive number and the conservative number at the same time. When this happens, it becomes a true market stall, and the problem with that is one of the two parties has to make an adjustment in their thought process. Typically, it's the seller that has to adjust their thinking because the buyers are just not going to come up until that happens. Now, as the season progressed, we saw sellers start to move back. In the last month or so, we've seen a great number of price adjustments on the downward side. We have not yet seen movement from that, but we expect to see it within the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4. So essentially, there are two things that make a property move. One is price, and the second is exposure. And if you're considering listing a property, make sure that if the property is correctly exposed by your agent and they have an aggressive marketing plan, that you remember if you're not getting showings and the phone is not ringing, that means your price needs to be adjusted. So I'd like to talk a little bit about negotiating style. It's important for your agent to understand who you are and for you to understand who you are in a negotiation. There are very different techniques. If you're an investor, it's completely different than a second home buyer, which is completely different than a primary residence. It's important to know if this is a numbers transaction or is there some kind of emotional connection. So in the next topic, we're going to talk about how to understand your own position in a negotiation.